Good morning, traders, and let's jump in here. Good morning, everybody. Right. Good morning, traders, and let's jump. Okay, so welcome to the Bookmap live analysis webinar here. This is the All Markets webinar. We'll go through live analysis of the market and look at the order flow within Bookmap and understand the auction process here. Understand the participants in the auction, and the only way that they can participate is via their orders. That's why order flow and adding that into your trading strategies will give you an edge, because you can start to understand that, and we'll go through exactly this process in this webinar. All right, so I'm Bruce, I'm your host. We have a whole bunch of other things to go through, a few other things to go through at the moment here. We're having a sale, for example, 4th of July sale. It extends all week here until the July 11th here. So don't miss out if you're interested in getting Bookmap for 50% off for Global Plus and data as well. The details here, let me show you where you can find out more about it. Is very simply just go to bookmap.com. Oh, hold on a minute. And then you'll click on the explore the details, and it'll bring you to this page here, and you'll see all the different details that you can get here. All right, so some really it's a very nice offering. If you haven't tried Bookmap before, this is the time to do it. Get up and running for half off with Global Plus, and this is our premier version of Bookmap. It has all the bells and whistles, allows you to trade from Bookmap, etc. Yeah, this is the offering here, and take a look into it. It's only for limited time until July 11th. So this is the time to sign up. Another thing that we're having is the Pro Trader webinar series all week long. During the sale, in fact. So yesterday we had Doug Pless, options trader. Today we have Tom B, market and volume profile trader. Tomorrow we have Thor, who trades mostly stocks, and he is looking at pivot levels. Then on Thursday we have Brandon Trades, trading options, looking at specific proprietary levels. And then Friday we have Austin Silver, who mostly trades with VWAP. So if you're interested in signing up for these, they are exclusively on Discord. So you can sign up for our Discord channel, and let me just show you where to go here. If you're new to Discord, you'll need to sign up for Discord, and then you come in here to our Bookmap server. You'll probably see this section here if you haven't signed up before, and you'll see upcoming events right here. Okay, so you don't have to actually verify and join the server and get our two-factor authentication for this event. The events are in here, and you can register for them. I believe, I don't, is that true, Dan? Like we have the registration page here, but maybe you do have to register for our Bookmap Discord server. There's no cost to it at all. In fact, you might as well just go the extra step there and join our Bookmap Discord server and just verify your address. There's all sorts of free resources in here. There's events every single day, multiple events, and all sorts of materials, resources, and then just the community itself is a tremendous resource. Probably the best resource. So like-minded traders in discussions going through many different topics regarding order flow in different markets. All right, so anyway, this is where you'll go. This is where you can see it. You can see the events here that I just listed out, and you can sign up and join the stage right there. All right. Okay, another thing, onboarding. So if you're new to Bookmap, and you might be, because you might be signing up for the 50% off sale here. If you're new and you want to get up and running in Bookmap, then come to this event tomorrow morning at 8:30 East Coast time, and we'll go through the process of getting you subscribed to the data, downloading, installing, running Bookmap, and connecting it to data, and then connecting you to the various instruments of your interest. All right, go through some disclosures and a few other things I need to kind of cover as well. General disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. The risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so we also have a new learning center. And if you're having problems getting to that learning center, there's some technical issues actually. So anyway, you just click on education from bookmap.com. Okay, and that should take you there. Now, if you do get some sort of error in here, and you might, then you can either clear your cookies or you can go to incognito window in Bookmap, and that'll take you right to bookmap.com. All right, and then in here you can click on education, and then there won't be any issue at all. You can sign in here as well, and the new learning center in here, you can see this blue bar underneath. There's your course progress in here. So if you go through and watch these videos, it will tell you how much you've watched, and gives you this information on going through the material in here. All right, let's see. Our new supply and demands course down here. I've been talking about this a lot because we're going over exactly these setups based off of supply and demand. We're going over them in the live market. In fact, there's a great one from this morning in the S&P E-mini that I want to show you guys, and we'll go through maybe just quickly go through the details of that setup. Anyway, these are very simple, straightforward. These videos are about a couple minutes long each, and you can apply them directly to your trading using Bookmap. All right, so that's how you can get into the Learning Center if you're having issues. All right, and then I also want to send you the link here to the onboarding webinar tomorrow on our Zoom page here. All right, so so that you guys have that. Just a second. Okay. And let me get YouTube up and running. Oh, there we are. Okay. Good morning, Kevin. Lakeland, Florida. All right. There you go. There's the onboarding. And then also, let me give you the link to the, well, I mean, just go to bookmap.com and you'll see the link to the 50% off sale if you guys are interested. All right. Okay, I think we're ready to take a look here and jump in. All right, so first off, let's just take a look at this S&P, and I want to show you it was a beautiful setup in here. Okay, we're gonna have to look at it through the cloud data. Not a lot of fundamental data coming out this week, funny enough, which is usually not the case. Beginning of the weeks, first couple of weeks, usually quite a bit, and then end of the month, very little. But yeah, this week we have what FOMC meeting minutes at 2 p.m. East Coast time tomorrow, and it's pretty thin. So yeah, you know, we're going to be looking at geopolitical stuff, as well as, and there's plenty of that, as well as technical levels, important technical levels. All right, so in fact, looks like I can go back even a little bit more here. If you have Bookmap data for futures, then you can load up to like 48, no, not 48, up to 72 hours of backfill data. Okay. Now, something else with the Bookmap, hold on here, let's just go to the sale here. All right, and claim your deal from the sale. I just want to show you this because this is great. We are now, we can now connect with Bookmap data. We can connect to NASDAQ. Okay, so the NASDAQ exchange, you can get Bookmap data. I don't have the details right in front of me here right now, but I will have that for you later. Okay, so anyway, stocks data, NASDAQ, get it right from us and from bookmap.com. Okay, all right, here's our setup right here. It was a beauty, I thought. Okay, and let me just go through the details. I'll go through it quickly in here because I want to get to the live market. Anyway, this is our setup right in here. Now, let me show you which setup it is. Okay, from the Learning Center. Again, scroll down to the course here. Click on this, supply and demand, and it's this one here, Trendline, Break, and Accumulation. Okay, so what we're talking about here is accumulation. Breaking trend lines can, and this is accumulation passively on the bid right in here. You can see it in here. And then we're looking for a structural break. It could be a trend line, it could be a horizontal line, it doesn't really matter. But structure has changed, right? And now we're looking for accumulation, not passively, but aggressively. The green dots, they are going to lift that market. All right, so let's just go, and that's pretty much it. You know, I mean, you're looking for entering somewhere in here, and looking for maybe taking some off at the top of some of these areas into high liquidity, like maybe here or here. But you want to hold this for a runner if you can, because these, especially, look at all of this passive accumulation in here. This is a great setup, okay? Because we have buyers here and we have buyers here. Okay, and this is what's, they're the ones that are going to move the market, and they're going to have all of these guys behind them as well. All right, so that's what makes it such a powerful setup. Now here it is at 6 a.m., just after 6 a.m. East Coast time, and you can see the accumulation here passively. Now it's not the greatest, but it is pre-market, right? So there's some here. Accumulation, you can see it in a few different areas, some here as well, but the bulk of it is down here. You see it in the heat map in here. Okay, and then the market doesn't really go further lower. It goes a little bit lower, and then it pops back up, and it just goes sideways here for a little bit. And now we're starting to see aggressive accumulation. Okay, passive accumulation. Show it again. In some of these areas. Now, it's not a lot in those areas, but it's really a lot better here. Absolutely. Okay, so that's that. Then we can draw our trend line, and there's multiple places you know, to draw this in here. This would be more aggressive, and this would be a little bit more conservative. But we're starting to see that accumulation in here. It breaks the structure. And you're starting to see these buyers come in, and you're looking for getting in and riding that up to the top of the range in here. Okay, the liquidity up in here, taking some off, right, reducing that risk, and try to hold for a runner. Okay, and then what do we get here? Well, you know, it made it up and up into these areas up in here, and that was it. That's as far as it went. Now, like I said, this is pre-market, and it's not the greatest setup, but it's not bad for pre-market. Okay, because we want to see accumulation passively on multiple levels. All right, so let me see everything okay over here in Discord, as well as okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Laura. Trading is life. Stephen. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. It's good over here in Discord and everything on YouTube as well. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So anyway, guys, now we can also take a look at a measured move in here. And this is really important because we want to find an opportunity and an imbalance in the order flow that gives us an opportunity to make some money. Okay, as simple as that. It's an edge. And we can even see this range in here. Let's duplicate it. Okay, and because how do we know when to get out? Right? We'll start to just make a measured move or look at some of the tops of these ranges in here, and then you can see this worked out beautifully. Okay, top of the range in here. Now let's also add in liquidity. Okay, there's liquidity getting filled on the bid here. There's liquidity getting filled on the offer up in here, and it matches our measured move. It matches our swing, and that's where we want to reduce the risk. Okay, you can even see a potential other setup in here, okay, as a continuation pattern. Okay, because now we have all of this accumulation on the passive side. Now we have the accumulation on the aggressive side, and the passive side is getting involved again here. We're looking for aggressors, and then we're looking for the continuation move. Now in this case, all it did was kind of go up to the top of the range in here and then chop around before the cash open at 9:30, and everything changes at the cash open. All right, so you wouldn't have gotten too much out of that one, but you could have reduced the risk back up at the top of the range again. All right, and then they'll probably take a scratch on the remainder, or maybe a small loss, but overall it would be a win. Okay, any questions on that setup? Okay, this is pretty straightforward stuff. All right, no questions. Laura and Steven, trading is life. Did you guys see that this morning? Did you see that here? Well, it's at 6 a.m. East Coast time, but I know a few of you are over in Europe. Well, all of you guys, except trading is life. You're here locally in New York City, right? So anyway, look for this again and again and again. Okay, let's go to the live market and see what's happening there. And I'm going to clear my my drawings, and let's take a look here. Okay, we're not set up for trading. Okay. All right, and let's also take another step back, and I want to just cover the process in here, what we're looking for in the order flow. Okay, so again, it's this context between the passive buyers and sellers with the liquidity and the heat map, and do they transact? Do they have an effect on the market? Right, so here we can minimize that completely, and we can look at just the aggressors instead and look at the price action. So here at the cash open, we see some heavy selling here, some pretty good buying here. It comes back up to the top of this range here. It fails and it comes back down, and then we see, interestingly enough, some pretty aggressive buying here at the bottom, but it's just going sideways in here. These buyers fail to kind of make it move higher, and we see sellers now starting to come in. It's pretty mixed right now. I would give the edge here to the sellers, just because of two things here. The structure and the trend is low, going lower, right? However, it's pretty mixed in here, because the structure looks pretty good. The volume is kind of all over the place. Okay, there's some heavy selling, there's some heavy buying, some selling, some buying, and that kind of leaves us right where we are. Okay, so we don't have really much of an imbalance there at the moment. Now let's add the heat map though. Okay, and we're going to look at the buyers and sellers passively, the liquidity in here. Did it transact? Are they getting kind of aggressive with it, meaning are they adding it, right down at the current price, or are they way up above here and just hanging out and saying we'll sell to you up here? Okay, well, they're still up here, and you can also see them sellers in here too. So pretty interesting on the offer in here, and you can see a reaction now after some of the buyers transact into that, and we see it sell off a bit here. All right. Let's also just take a step back here, and we have this whole approach that we developed. And I want to show that slide quickly here, guys. This is part of our Bookmap Academy, and what we're looking for in here is what's moving the market first. Okay, building your playbook in here. It doesn't matter what you're trading. What is your strategy or your setup? Okay, impetus. What's moving the market? Okay, most of the time, this is fundamental data. Okay, geopolitical or economic data released at specific times, and then key levels on the higher time frames. Where are our key levels? And then we start to look for strategies and scenarios. Start to put together where might the market go. Okay, based off of these higher time frame things like your highs and lows of previous day or the day, etc. Times of day, your VWAP, your pivot levels, whatever it might be. And then finally, we're getting down to your setup. Okay, and your setup here is number 4. Okay, on the list here. It's at the bottom of the list, and it's your checklist. Okay, part A and then part B. So you're trying to select the proper setup for the day. Okay, for the right strategy, the right environment in here. Okay, so you're in line with 1, 2, and 3. So with your setup, and you're going to grade your setup and determine how much risk you want to put on. And then finally is the order flow event that kind of kicks everything off. Okay, so for example, right here, we gave the edge here to the sellers just because of the structure, and there's buying and selling on both sides in here right now. Okay, so well, look what we just did. We just sold off into this high liquidity here. Okay, now are we out of the woods just because we hit these buyers down here? That helps, but now we're looking for more context. Okay, again, we know that some of this liquidity and this liquidity here transacted, but how much more supply do they have, the aggressors? How much more big red dots are we going to get? Are they going to trade down to 62 here or down to 60? That's what we need to determine. And right now, it looks like it. Looks like there is still more supply in here, aggressive supply. Okay, so this would be our next levels in here to look for. But let's jump back here for a second and look at our higher time frame as well. Okay, our daily here on the left hand side, our hourly here in the middle, and our 15-minute here on the right hand side. Okay, so here's the move lower, and it makes pretty good sense to retest some of these areas down here. Okay, so yeah, I would look for these sellers to continue to press, hit into that 62 level, and maybe 60 down below it. Okay, that's what I see so far. It looks like there's some momentum behind it. Now we're looking for those sellers to continue. Okay, let's look for where it might pull back. This is the once we're starting to get into this, now we're going to be we have our key level 60 or 62. This is a small trade, but just go through this process in here so you guys get a feel for it, and then developing our strategies and scenarios. Okay, so where might price go on a pullback? Okay, because we're kind of looking for that right now. Well, this is where it dropped from here, and we can see another little drop right in here and some heavy selling coming in. Okay, so maybe some pullbacks into these areas in here, And then we can also add some structural lines in here of where we might pull back to. Okay. Now, again, these lines in here, don't put too much behind them, but we can just see that, you know, price is going back and forth between these areas. So in the auction, we're starting to understand that, you know, this is a little too lofty up here in terms of price, typically. Okay, every time price kind of goes back up into these areas in here, it fails. Okay, and we get lower lows in here. Okay, so we're going to see a reversal in here, maybe. Maybe we'll break the trend line in here, or the price channel in here. But right now, I would go with it until we see something different. All right, let me see if there's any questions. No. Okay, how about over on Discord? How are we doing? Yeah, I don't have a problem. I mean, you don't like trading the ETH. I do actually. I find it you know, moves kind of slow and methodically. In you know, not too many surprises. But 9:30, everything really obviously shifts, and then again, you know, we get different times of day as well. We know, like during this webinar, right around this time, we get a reversal typically. Okay, so 9:30 cash open, we get that continued momentum move typically, very typical, right? But it doesn't happen all the time. And then we get around 10:30 or 11 or so. We even have a setup for it. We usually get some sort of reversal. Okay. And then we may get trend continuation later, just maybe around you know, after 11, or maybe after the European close at 11:30, and then you can get these nice trending days and continuation. So that's why, Stephen, like we have to know our time frames as well, and to keep you know, are attentive of those areas, because, or those times, because they can be very tricky, and they get a lot of people going the wrong way. Like right now, look at how we're breaking this trend in here, and we're going to trade up to this 70 liquidity here. And there we go. There's 70. And we're coming up to this swing, and then now it looks like we already broke that. We're coming up to the next one up here, 72, and then top of the range up in here. At least this swing here after around 10:15, 10:16. Okay, up around 74, 75. Okay, that's a lot of buying coming in now. Okay, I'm a little surprised by it. Not a whole lot, but a little bit here because of this swing. I thought we just had enough momentum on the sell side to at least come down to 62, maybe 60. But now you can see the buyers came in, and we're now back, moving back up to another swing up here. Okay, this is from the 74, 75 swing we were just looking at 15 minutes ago. Okay. And yeah, this can be tricky in here. So I would have loved to have seen it come down here into some of this liquidity here, 62 and 60, before this happens here. Now, this is one of the things like we've been going through, Stephen and others in here, about this understanding this passive absorption in here, or passive accumulation. We have some on our these buyers here have some on their side here. They have, like, a few traders in here, especially here at 65. It's not a whole lot though. Okay, so a lot of times you'll get these kinds of moves, and you'll get this kind of buying that comes in, and that's good. But because there's not a whole lot behind it in terms of the passive accumulation, you'll see some pretty big pullbacks, and maybe some chop instead of a really strong move out of it. And that's the distinction here that I was talking about from the learning center. Go back to that page here. Yeah, this one here. Okay, so again,
breaking trend lines,
understanding this passive accumulation here, and this is where Bookmap shines. It just does such a good job of showing that there's a lot of traders in here getting filled on the bid, and then the buyers come in and start moving it away, and the buying in here doesn't look like it's as heavy as the selling in here, but it's pretty heavy. You can see this is what we're looking at in terms of context. Here the context is a little different. Here we're just seeing like some passive accumulation, but we're seeing a lot of buying in here. Okay, so how much more demand do these guys have? Okay, they're coming right back up now. We're above that swing here, and that we're looking at from 1016. We're coming back up to where it dropped from here. So right into it at 78. So it looks like we're going to trade into 80 liquidity. Okay, there we go. So not much traded up there at 80, but you can see the 23 contracts. The buyers did not take them on, basically, not much. Okay, this is getting interesting here. There's some very high liquidity in here at a lower level at this 78.5. Okay, and it transacted. And now they're up here, back up here into 80 here. Now let's see how much demand is comes in by the green dots, the aggressors here. All right, so there's still some demand in here. Now it's going to be a stop run in here as well. We're going to be looking for like a book sweep in here, back up through some of these areas. Okay, more demand at a higher level on passively on the bid. It should be able to get back up to 82 here. Push into 82. Okay, so yep, coming back up to the high of the day here for the cash session. So that looks pretty good, like trading up into this 84, 85 level. Okay, point of control up here as well. Right here, which is, point of control has been kind of moving all over the place, back up in these areas in here, and I anticipate the same. So it's here at the moment, but you can see just a minute ago it was down lower. Right, so we'll see if it stays here and we get price discovery a little bit higher, and then it comes back in and then trades down a little bit lower, and maybe the point of control also moves. Okay, so yeah, more liquidity got filled over here on the offer. I'm going to clear our drawings. We're going to add some new drawings in here. Okay, and I'm going to actually make this trend line a little bit more conservative here. It seems to be holding that right now. So this is the structure I'm looking to break. And we can also make that into a channel. We do have the channel tool we can use. Okay, now, so we got our structural break, and we're seeing that accumulation by the aggressors in here. Let's see if we can get maybe a pullback in here. To here. Okay, we should be getting a pullback here after maybe the test and probe to this swing here. Well, just can't find enough buyers for even a pullback at that swing. So we're coming back down to the lower liquidity, or this swing here, and trading into that. Now I am anticipating a pullback here, so maybe back up to our 80 level here. I mean, that, you know, these can be little scalps and tradable events to trade that little pullback back up to 80, get out, and then reassess. But again, it's up to you and your trading style. And in fact, because of the deep pullback here, I'm going to actually cancel my limit order here, and I'm going to wait for something better up here to tell me that the sellers are still in control, okay? Or if we're going to get a reversal up here, or if buyers are in control. So we can get rid of this here and this here. Interesting. Look at that. Wow. All right, guys. Well, you know, look, I didn't foresee that coming. This heavy selling just like that. It's already pulled back right to kind of that liquidity level, 75. That would be a low volume pullback in here, back up to 75. I still don't like it. Looking for the trend to establish itself first before looking for low volume pullbacks. I've got stops and icebergs here as well to show you. Subchart, there we go. And just get rid of cumulative volume delta. All right, we can look at some more structures. See how it's coming back to retest this structure here. It's some funny structures in here, to be honest. Like pretty wide. Let's just take a look at the bigger picture in here. Pretty, at least for the day. This is what we've got. We've got this, you know, strong move down at the open. Then it comes right back up. Pretty strong volume as well. And just, you know, looking at the bars and the dots and the color and the size, though, it's a little more selling there is buying. And then, you know, we get a chop around up in here for a bit. and then some pretty good selling. But then look at this cluster of buying down in here, which gives us our pullback to this right here. Okay, that break, and then that heavy selling again, and then we saw this move unfold here, and stayed away from it. Didn't was looking for a little bit lower here, really 60, not 64 and a half, looking for 62, and looking for 60 liquidity here, and going with this structure on the 15-minute chart here. Right, this 64 level in here is not it, not in my book. So I wanted to see that selling momentum go a little bit lower here, and test some of these areas down here, reject, and then come back up. And we didn't get that. We got the buyers coming back up, and then now sellers coming in. Now we could probably look for some selling momentum to continue here, and retest back down to some of these areas here. That would be your kind of your low volume pullback into this area in here, but and then continuation. You guys were you were just looking at something and now it's nothing, Stephen. Look, there's a couple ways to look at this, Stephen. In the past, I don't know, today I'm in this mood here, like of let's let this thing hit us over the head, and we're looking for a really solid setup. That is, it's pretty obvious. This is not obvious, right? Yeah, okay, some pretty good buying coming in here, and yeah, the structure broke and some liquidity traded here. But again, for the reasons that I had mentioned, like this is not really the setup I'm looking for. Like, this is not enough liquidity in here. Okay, we did get the buyers, but they just come up to the top of the range here. Okay, we're just getting buyers and sellers in these pretty big swings in here, back and forth. Right now, that's one way to look at it, and that's probably the best way. And just get good. Keep going back to your replay mode. Record this data. Go back into replay mode. Look at it again and again and again, and then it should hit you over the head. Right? Like right now, I would look for, I mean, look, I don't see really a setup here, but I'm looking for these sellers to hit down into this 68 or 69 liquidity, and 70 here. It's already done that, but it is breaking. See how it broke this little, it tested up here, this structure, but then we had selling down here, and that's where I'm looking for it to start to break it, and then retest the low here. Okay, and then maybe we can also get continuation back down to 65 and our 62 and our 60 level here. Okay, so that's what, and we are getting that. We're starting to get that. So to finish my thought, one way to look at it is you are waiting and watching, and really just looking for that really good setup that hits you over the head. And that's a really good thing to do. And it's a good talent and skill to build. Another one, which also has its pluses and minuses, is to look for micro setups. Okay, and then trading within micro ranges or smaller ranges in here, and then just get really good at knowing your setup, but knowing that you're going to be over trading, but for this exercise it could be okay, that you're going to be looking for these smaller setups, and then looking for the follow through, or at least to the range, and then just take some profit and get out and look for the next one. Okay, so you will be scalping. Now the benefit of that is you're going to get a lot of experience really quickly. Okay, if you're going to be trading like that, I recommend doing it in demo paper trading mode until you build those skills, and become really proficient at it, and you have an edge. Okay, but doing it in live market is good, but I would recommend replay mode, and getting really good at trading this in replay mode and building those skills, because then you can rewind it and replay it again. Morning, Luciano. All right, we're coming down to low of the day here for the cash session. Can we break it? Oh, fantastic. Look at this. DNT, you're building out your playbook. This is really great. Fantastic. Yep. Way to go. Okay, so again, still looks to me now. See how we're down here again, and look at the high we made here on the 15-minute chart. So now I am looking for that follow through, for these sellers to hit the 62 or 60 level down here. They just broke the swing here from that previous swing we were looking at, and now they're breaking it, and now we're at lows for the day. Okay, well, let's take a look at this then, right? And we could take some trades. Just note that these are going to be in demo paper trading mode. They're not trading recommendations. It's just to demo some of these concepts and ideas on smaller time frames. Also note that the smaller time frame, we're not looking for big moves, and we're going to be aggressively managing it. Okay, and a lot of times in the smaller time frames, you can get whipped around very, very easily. Moves like this unfold right here out of the blue. Okay, I didn't see this coming. I don't know if anyone else did. And some heavy selling like that, and it moved from here 77 on down to 69. So it moved it down 8 points in 10 seconds or so. So this is the risk of trading on the smaller time frames. And look at this in here. I mean, how much liquidity do we get filled in here on the bid? Here, here, and some here. Very little down here, not much, right? And now we're getting aggressive buyers. So who knows? We might get a lot of them right? We didn't expect this move to happen here with all these aggressive buyers. Okay, but I'm not looking for them to be able to move the market much, and I would be looking for maybe back up to 73, but more likely someplace in here around 70. Okay, the swings up here, some liquidity up here for it to fail, and then come back down and retest the lows. Okay, you can see it just blasted through that already. So, you know, these bigger swings are kind of unfolding here. And we can look at kind of an ATR of these swings as well. So from, you know, this is roughly around 10 points. And the pullback was roughly around 64 to 4 or 5 points. So look for this one. Let's see here. This is a 62 on up to 72. Yeah, 10 points or so. Okay. Yeah, DNT. Yeah, you can use the, you know, for further analysis. You could use your you can use a AI and Chat GPT. Just note that you know, there's going to be a lot of conflated feedback in there. It's going to give you some sort of feedback if it knows it or not. That's been my experience, at least with Chat GPT. Yeah, you have to train it a bit. Yeah. Yeah, and in the end, I mean, like, you know, you got to do the work, and it's you know, a model that's been training and trained using the Bookmap Learning Center. Okay, sounds good, CMJ. How's it working for you? Yeah, I mean, look at this. So these moves, right? They can be. Like, I was still looking for, you know, these sellers to hit back into 60 here, no doubt. And yet here we go again, right? So this is, you know, a pretty big choppy range in here between this 62 on up to 82. Ambrosano, please put the translation in the next live. Dan, I don't know if how we can do that. I don't know if that's another subscription from YouTube or something else. Yeah, okay, so another trader in here. You're using just you know, candlestick chart, and Yeah, Dan is saying it only works on recordings. So for that translation, Ambrosano, sorry about that. Okay, and let's see here. Huh, interesting. Okay, thanks, CMJ. Well, let's go over this. Like, just to, we've been doing this now a few times because it really helped clarify people more new to Bookmap. We're talking about a lot of different things back and forth in here, but then let's just take a look at some candles in here. Yeah, it suffers from hallucinations at times. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the weirdest thing. You ask it for something, it's going to give you an answer. It's not going to say, I don't know. Let me get back to you on that. With something more concrete. It's going to scrape something and spit out something. Anyway, let's go through this exercise because this can be so helpful for traders. We're going to look at some candlestick charts in here. I'm going to go to the settings. We're going to look at, let's look at a 15-minute candlestick chart. We'll start there. We'll probably drill down into a 5 or even a 1-minute candlestick chart. Well, the candlestick chart's all over the place. I see wicks on both sides, and I don't see any sort of direction in here for the candlestick chart. Okay. Now, what you can do though, even on the higher time frame candlestick charts, is to, let's take the volume dots off just to help kind of clarify things. And we can also take off best bid and offer. Okay, so we're just looking at the heat map and candlestick charts or candlesticks. Okay, and this can be very helpful for you. Look at the high liquidity in some of these areas in here. Now, obviously, this wick here, you can see the price out. You can kind of see this little structure in here. That's our best bid and offer. Let's just turn it on. That's our best bid and offer. So this wick up here didn't happen here. It happened here. And there's some liquidity there. Okay, it looks, the candlestick chart looks, oh yeah, I would have shorted up here. Look at all that liquidity. Well, that wasn't the case. It was over here. This one looks pretty good on a retest here. Okay, and that high liquidity is there. Okay, so, and here's a little double top in here, and then here's our candlestick there. Okay, so anyway, what I'm trying to say is, like, just to keep things simple, look at your candlesticks. Again, we'll take best bid and offer off, and then look at your heat map, and this should give you a lot more insight just right off the bat. Just this, okay, by understanding that wow, okay, I'm starting to see that liquidity come in. Now again, it's not, this looks so easy now in hindsight. This was the price action here though. It was in here, right? So it wasn't like all behind this one candlestick. It was pushing it up, actually up into some of these levels in here. And then it traded into and through very, very quickly in that area right there. Right, that was that book sweep. Okay? And then it's been really choppy in here. The whole session's been pretty choppy. Some nice swings, no doubt about that. Okay. So anyway, let's drill down into a smaller candlestick chart. Okay, we can just right click on our candles, candlestick settings. We can look at a 5-minute, or we can finally get down to about 1 minute. Okay, and now you can look at your candlestick patterns in here and say, okay, well, look, this is we're coming back up to some of the swings or the wicks in here, and I'm seeing buyers here. Okay, so are you looking for this to continue? Okay, well then let's look at, some of the liquidity in here. Well, you can see some of that. Let's just turn on the best bid and offer. Okay, it traded up into here, into some of this liquidity in here. Okay, that probably absorbed some of that buying pressure. Okay, and then there's some more liquidity right here now. It's just trading into that. Okay, but the candlestick is saying buy me, right? Definitely. It's above the swings in here. It's a green candle, and it's it'll close in just another minute or so. Okay, but it is basically saying buy me up here. Okay, well, we're not going to look at that. We're going to look at the liquidity, and we're also going to turn on the volume dots, and we're going to look at the transactions, and then we're going to look for what the context is up here between these buyers and sellers in here. Okay, candlestick chart is pretty clear though, right? It's saying buy me. Okay, and I just think you're not getting a lot of information off that candle. You're just not. Okay, Rob. Yeah, take care. Okay, let's see if we can get a whole bunch of people buying this and then trapped, and then have sellers come in and drive it really hard the other way. And makes good sense. I mean, we see these swings in here, and they're kind of we're about up to the edge of the swing there. Okay, there we go. High liquidity just traded here at 78. Okay, stop run here, as you can see, with the red line going up. All right, yeah, I'm real curious now, and you know what? Just for kicks, I'm gonna do it here. This is just for kicks. It's not a setup, but this would be looking for the high liquidity trading up here. We're kind of at the end of the rope here in terms of a move or a swing in the ATR. Starting to find sellers come in, okay, and we're seeing like some buyers back up above these swings in here. Now I'm looking for the trap here to be set, and for sellers to try to go for some of these lower swings down here. Okay, now I might be trapped, maybe this is these sellers hitting the bid in here are the ones that are going to be the ones buying back up here. We'll see. Right, but based on those factors in here, now it's not a setup in here. It's not like our supply and demand setups in here. It could turn into one, but it's not one right now. Okay, just kind of demoing this in here, that we're looking for some of these factors in here, and some of these ideas and concepts to work out or not. And this is how a lot of us can get trapped in here. Okay, but we're just trying to go with understanding this context of all of these sellers getting filled in here and then the aggressive buyers drying up, then aggressive sellers coming in, and then moving price back down into some of the swings. Okay, this would be the first swing. We're almost there at 70. There we are. We're at 75. I'm going to move it up to here and right in front of that liquidity. And let's see if we can get the move to there. And I'm also going to have to bail here early, guys. It's 11:15 East Coast time. Usually we go until 11:30, but we're going to get set up in the special events room. In fact, let me just flatten this. We're going to get set up in the special events room for Tom B. He is up next. It's a pro trader webinar though, so it's not in his regular room. It will be in the special events room. So for you guys over in Discord and on YouTube as well, this is only available within the special events room here in our Discord channel. So again, if you're not part of this Discord channel, you can join now, and you can come in through, just go to our channel, look up Bookmap, and then you can see the you'll come into this section in here, and you'll see the upcoming events in here, right? And then you can join the stage here, or you can also register in here to set notifications, etc., for the upcoming webinars. And you can see here Tuesday, 8th of July, Tom B at 11:30 East Coast time. Okay, tomorrow 4. Brandon trades on Thursday. Note the times, guys. They're all a little different in here. Well, these guys, for the rest of the week, it will be at 2:30 East Coast time. But today, Tom will be in about 15 minutes. Okay, so hope to see you there. We'll end the event right now, and we will continue on in about 15 minutes with the Pro Trader webinar. Okay, yeah, thanks for coming. Hit the like button, everybody. And I will see you guys on in about 15 minutes or so. Okay, yeah, take care. Bye-bye.